She lost her sight, or at least that's what everyone believed. A powerful woman, a perfect marriage, a life people envied. But what no one knew was that her blindness was a lie, and the truth she uncovered would destroy everything. She was only 16. When life stopped being about dreams and became about survival. Her name was Nia Carter, a sharp, determined young black woman, with eyes full of ambition, and a heart carrying responsibilities far beyond her age. Her father was addicted to gambling, not the kind that comes and goes, but the kind that destroys everything. Rent money, food money, hope, all gone. Her mother worked double shifts, but no matter how hard she tried, it was never enough. There were 4 kids, Mia, 2 younger brothers, and a little sister who looked up to her like she was the world. And one day, without anyone asking, Nia became the provider. She started working wherever she could. Fast food counters, cleaning tables, late-night shifts, early morning classes. She lived 2 lives in one body. While other girls her age were figuring out who they wanted to be, Mia didn't have that luxury. She already knew. She had to survive. And more than that, she had to save her family. On weekends, she spent hours in public libraries, not because she loved silence, but because her home was too loud with struggle, too crowded, too heavy. The library became her future. She didn't party, didn't travel, didn't fall in love, didn't live. She worked, and she built, and she sacrificed. Years passed. Failures came. But she never stopped. Until one day, everything changed. At 27, Nia Carter became a name everyone knew. A self-made tech entrepreneur, founder of 2 viral apps, a woman who turned struggle into strategy. The media called her a genius, a powerhouse, a woman who can't be broken. But they didn't see the girl who gave up her entire youth just to make sure her family never went hungry again. His name was Marcus Reed, a well-known tech blogger, smart, charismatic, confident but grounded. He didn't chase her success. He understood it. They met at events, talked between interviews, shared ideas, and slowly built something real. For 2 years, they grew closer, and eventually, they got married. For the first time in her life, Nia felt complete. Her family was safe, her business was thriving, and now, she had love. A husband who supported her, who admired her, who made her feel like she could finally rest. But sometimes, when life feels perfect, that's when it's about to break. That night was supposed to be simple, warm, peaceful. Marcus had cooked dinner, something he almost never did. Candles, soft music, a quiet plan for a perfect evening. And Nia, for the first time in years, was looking forward to going home. But the weather had other plans. Rain poured heavily. Roads flooded. Traffic froze. Nia stood near her office window, watching the storm. She picked up her phone. "Marcus, I might stay here tonight." There was silence on the other end. Then his voice, soft, almost too soft. "I made dinner." A pause. "I wanted tonight to be special." Something about the way he said it made her hesitate. Then she smiled. "I'm coming." The rain slowed slightly, still dangerous but manageable. Nia got into her car, started the engine. The city lights blurred through the wet windshield, wipers moving back and forth, her mind filled with warmth, with comfort, with love. She pressed the accelerator gently. The road opened up, and for a moment, everything felt perfect. Then, something felt off. She pressed the brake lightly. The car slowed, but not the way it should. Her brows tightened. She pressed again, harder this time. The response was delayed, unnatural. Her grip on the steering wheel tightened. Her heartbeat quickened. No. She pressed the brake fully. Nothing. The car didn't stop. It kept moving, faster, uncontrolled. Her breathing became sharp. Her eyes widened. Come on, come on. She pumped the brakes again, again, again. Nothing. That's when it hit her. This wasn't failure. This was wrong. The road curved ahead, too fast, too wet, too late. She tried to steer. The tires slipped, the car spun, and then a deafening crash. Metal twisted, glass shattered. Everything went black. Silence. Then, voices, distant, fading in and out. Ma'am, can you hear me? Stay with us. Sirens, lights, cold air. Her body felt heavy, disconnected. Then darkness again. When Nia woke up, everything felt distant, blurred, heavy. The world wasn't dark, but it wasn't clear either. Shapes moved, lights flickered, voices echoed. A doctor leaned over her, calm, professional. You're safe. You were very lucky. Just minor physical injuries. Nia blinked slowly, trying to focus, but the room wouldn't sharpen. Doctor, she whispered. I can't see properly. The doctor nodded. We expected that. You've experienced something called traumatic visual disturbance. It's common after a sudden head impact. Your brain is temporarily struggling to process visual signals. You're not blind, but your vision is severely impaired right now. How long? She asked. A few days, maybe a week. Your vision should gradually return. A few days, temporary, recoverable. But Nia wasn't thinking about recovery. She was thinking about the accident, the brakes, the timing, the feeling. Too sudden, too precise, too wrong. Her instincts whispered again. This wasn't an accident. And in that moment, something clicked. If someone wanted her dead, they would expect one thing, that she survived, unaware. But what if they believed she was vulnerable, helpless, blind? That's when the idea formed, not out of fear, but strategy. She looked at the doctor, her voice calm but firm. I need your help. The doctor frowned slightly. What kind of help? Nia took a slow breath. Tell everyone that I've lost my vision. Silence. That's not true, the doctor said carefully. It will be. She reached for his wrist. Just for some time. I need people to believe it. The doctor hesitated. This is serious. And so is what happened to me, she replied. Cars don't just lose brakes like that. My car was serviced, maintained, checked. This wasn't random. Her voice dropped. It was done. The doctor looked at her differently now, not as a patient, but as someone who understood danger. You think someone tried to kill you? Nia didn't blink. I know it. There was a long pause. Then, how long? The doctor asked quietly. Until I find out who did it.
And if something goes wrong? Nia's voice became cold. Then this lie won't matter anymore. The moment the doctor agreed, Nia made the next move. She called the only person she trusted, Andre Collins. He picked up immediately. "Nia, I need you." Her voice was steady but urgent. "This wasn't an accident." Silence. Then Andre said, "I'm on my way." Days later, Andre returned, his expression serious, controlled. This wasn't brake failure. Nia's hands tightened. "What is it?" He looked directly at her. "Someone tampered with your car. Deliberately." And just like that, her temporary blindness became her greatest weapon. Because now, the people who wanted her dead would finally feel safe. And that's when they would make their mistake.
Nia Carter was discharged from the hospital. The world believed she had lost everything: her vision, her independence, her power. But inside, she had never been more aware, more alert, more dangerous. Marcus held her hand as they walked out, careful, gentle, protective. "Slow down, I've got you," he whispered. At home, he helped her sit, brought her water, cooked for her, fed her, even helped her move around the house. To anyone watching, he was the perfect husband, devoted, loyal, caring. But Nia wasn't watching with her eyes anymore. She was watching with instinct, and instinct was screaming. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, the cracks began to show. Her companies, once unstoppable, started falling. Stock prices dropped, investors panicked, board members questioned everything. Who's in charge now? Can the company survive without her? Is this the end of Nia Carter's empire? Financial pressure built like a storm. Calls, emails, meetings she couldn't attend, decisions she couldn't publicly make, and all of it was happening while she sat there, pretending to be helpless. But she wasn't helpless. She was waiting. Because she knew one thing: the person who tried to kill her would make a move again. Every night, she lay in bed, still, quiet, thinking. Who could it be? Her husband? Marcus? The man who held her when she cried? The man who cooked for her? The man who said, "I'll never leave you"? Or her business partners? People who would gain millions if she disappeared? Or someone else, closer, more dangerous, more unexpected? The truth was somewhere around her, breathing, walking, talking, waiting, just like her. It was late. The house was quiet. Marcus sat beside her on the bed, his laptop open. The soft glow of the screen reflected on his face. Nia lay beside him, eyes half closed, breathing slow, still, silent, pretending. He thought she was asleep. He thought she was blind. He thought she was unaware. And that's when he made his mistake. His fingers moved quickly across the keyboard, typing, pausing, typing again. Nia shifted slightly, softly. "What are you doing?" she asked gently. Marcus didn't panic, not even for a second. "Just writing an article," he replied casually. "I need to publish it tomorrow." His voice was calm, too calm. Nia slowly moved closer, rested her head on his shoulder, like a loving wife, like someone who needed comfort. But in reality, she was positioning herself to see, to read, to expose. And that's when her world shattered. On the screen,
a chat window, a name saved as Honeybee. Her heart skipped, her breath slowed, her mind sharpened, and then she read every word. Honeybee. Is she still clueless? Marcus. Completely. She thinks it was just an accident. Honeybee. Good. Once things settle, we move to the next step. Marcus. Yeah, just need to hold things together till then. Honeybee. And the company? Marcus. It'll be ours soon. Nia felt something inside her collapse. Not loudly, not violently, but deeply, silently, painfully. The man she loved wasn't protecting her. He was waiting for her to disappear. She kept reading, line after line, message after message. Every word felt like a blade. This wasn't just betrayal. This was a plan, a carefully designed plan to kill her, take her company, take her life's work, take everything she built from nothing. And worst of all, he wasn't alone. There was someone else, a woman, Honeybee. Someone involved from the beginning, someone who helped plan her death. Nia's mind raced. Who could it be? Who had the power, the motive, the access? Only one name made sense. Maria Alvarez, a major financier in her company, sharp, ambitious, ruthless. And for years, Maria had been eyeing control. She always wanted more influence, more power, more say. Nia had blocked her more than once. Could this be her revenge? It made sense. Too much sense. Nia didn't react, didn't cry, didn't confront him. She stayed still, breathing softly, like nothing had changed. Because now, more than ever, she needed the truth. Not assumptions, not guesses. Facts, proof. The next day, she contacted Detective Andre Collins, quietly, carefully. I need you to follow Maria. Everything she does, everyone she meets. No mistakes. Andre didn't ask questions. He already knew this was bigger than before. Days passed. Then he came back. But this time, his answer changed everything. Andre's voice was serious, measured, certain. It's not Maria. Nia froze. What do you mean? She's not involved. That's impossible. Andre paused, then said something that shattered her theory completely. She's not into men. Silence. Heavy, confusing, dangerous. If it wasn't Maria, then who was Honeybee? Now the possibilities became terrifying. If it wasn't business, then it was personal. Someone close, someone trusted, someone inside her world. Her mind started listing names. Her mother? No, impossible. Her sister? She grew up with her, shared everything.
Shared everything. Could she? Her brother's wife? Always quiet, always observing. Too quiet? Or was it someone she hadn't even considered yet? Nia Carter was running out of time. The board had spoken. A meeting was scheduled. One decision away from losing everything she built. Her company, her power, her identity. They were ready to appoint a new CEO, and once that happened, she would become irrelevant, replaceable, forgotten. But Nia didn't fear losing the company. She feared something worse, living among people who wanted her dead. She sat alone in her room, still, silent, thinking. Every voice in that house felt different now. Every footstep suspicious, every word layered. Because now she knew
The danger wasn't outside, it was inside. Someone at her own table smiled with her, ate with her, prayed for her recovery, while secretly planning her death. She needed proof, not guesses, not emotions, evidence. Andre, her private investigator, spoke clearly. We need access to Marcus's laptop. That's where everything is. But there was a problem. The laptop was locked, Face ID, password protected, and she was blind. If she suddenly asked for access, it would raise suspicion. Why would a blind woman need a password? The lie she created was now her biggest limitation. So she did what she always did best. She adapted. If she couldn't go to the truth, she would bring the truth to her. She planned a dinner, a simple family dinner, warm, normal, harmless. But in reality, it was a trap. Only a few people were invited, very carefully chosen. Her mother, her younger sister, her brother's wife, and Marcus. 4 people. One of them was Honeybee. Andre would be there too, but not as a detective, as a waiter. Silent, observing, watching every glance, every reaction, every subtle movement. Because sometimes the truth isn't spoken. It leaks. Through behavior, through tension, through fear. That night, the house felt different. Decorated, warmly lit, peaceful, almost too perfect. Nia sat at the head of the table, calm, composed, eyes slightly unfocused, playing her role perfectly. Marcus sat beside her, relaxed, confident, unaware. The others arrived one by one. Her mother, soft smile, gentle voice, the same woman who raised her. Her sister, cheerful, carefree. Her brother's wife, quiet, observant. Everything looked normal, but Nia knew one of them was hiding something deadly. Dinner started. Casual conversation, laughter, small talk. But underneath, Nia was testing them, carefully, strategically. She dropped hints. I've been thinking, if something happened to me, who would take care of everything? The table went silent just for a second, but that second was enough. Andre noticed it too, from across the room. Her sister laughed it off. Don't say things like that. Her brother's wife looked uncomfortable, avoided eye contact. But her mother stayed calm. Too calm. No reaction, no fear, no shock. Just a soft smile as if she already knew. Nia leaned back slightly, pretending exhaustion. I just hope the right person handles my company. Marcus placed his hand over hers. I'll make sure of that. His voice was steady, rehearsed, and for the first time, Andre noticed something strange. Marcus didn't look at Nia. He looked at her mother, just for a second, but it was enough. That one glance changed everything. It wasn't random, it wasn't casual. It was communication. Silent, hidden, dangerous. Andre's instincts locked in. He watched closely, and then it happened. Nia's mother slightly nodded, almost invisible but intentional, like confirmation, like agreement, like a partner. Later that night, Andre met Nia privately. His voice was firm. I think it's your mother. Nia froze. No. That's not possible. But Andre continued. I checked Marcus's old chats. He uses code names, nicknames based on behavior. Honeybee, he paused, means someone who appears sweet, but collects and controls everything quietly. And your mother? She fits perfectly. sweet on the outside, but always calculating, always aware, always watching. Nia's hands trembled. Her voice broke. Why would she do this? Andre hesitated, then revealed what he found. She's not your real mother. Silence. Heavy. Crushing. Your father remarried after your mother died. You were too young to remember. She raised you as her own, but you were never hers. Nia's world collapsed. Everything she believed, everything she trusted, was built on a lie. Andre continued. She has 3 biological children, your siblings, and you. You were always the outsider. She watched you succeed, watched you build everything, watched you become powerful. And instead of pride, she felt something else, jealousy, because none of it belonged to her bloodline. And Marcus, Andre said slowly, he made a deal with her. If you die, your shares, your company, your empire would transfer, part to him, part to her children, and she would ensure no one suspects a thing.
Marcus didn't use her real name, because that would be dangerous. Instead, he called her Honeybee, because to the world, she was sweet, soft, loving. But like a bee, she protected her hive, her children, at any cost, even if it meant destroying someone else's life. Nia sat there, silent, broken, but not defeated, because now she knew the truth. Her husband betrayed her. Her mother wasn't her mother, and the people she lived for were ready to bury her. But what they didn't know was this: Nia Carter was never the victim. She was the storm. The boardroom was full. Investors, directors, executives, all seated, all waiting. Because today, they were about to decide the future of Nia Carter's empire. Or so they thought. The doors opened, and silence filled the room. Nia Carter walked in, steady, confident, unaided, no hesitation, no weakness. The same woman they thought was broken. Gasps spread across the room. She can walk alone? Isn't she supposed to be blind? Marcus froze. His face tightened. Confusion, fear, calculation. Nia walked straight to the head of the table, pulled the chair, sat down, and said calmly, "Let's begin." Before anyone could question her, she gave one more instruction. This meeting will be streamed live. The board members exchanged glances. This is highly irregular. Nia didn't blink. So is trying to replace a CEO who's still alive. Silence. Then slowly, they agreed. Within seconds, the meeting was live. Millions watching. Investors, media, public, everyone. Nia leaned forward, looked directly into the cameras, and said, "I'm not blind." The internet exploded. Comments flooded. What? This is insane. Was this a lie? The board members were stunned. One of them finally asked, "Then why would you fake something like this?" Nia's voice dropped, cold, controlled. Because someone tried to kill me. The room froze. She turned slightly, looked at Marcus. My husband, and someone from my own family, planned it. The air shifted, heavy, dangerous. Marcus laughed nervously. This is insane. You're not well. You need help. But Nia didn't react. She simply said,
I have your laptop. Silence. Marcus's face changed, just slightly, but enough. Nia continued, I've already contacted law enforcement. They will verify everything. Messages, plans, conversations, everything. Within minutes, news outlets picked it up. Tech blogger accused of murder plot live. Social media turned ruthless. His credibility? Gone. His reputation? Destroyed in real time. But Nia wasn't done. She stood up, looked across the room. At least one more person is involved. The room turned tense again. And that person is my family. Whispers spread. Eyes shifted. Fear crept in. Nia's voice became sharper, stronger. I'm giving you one chance. Come forward. Confess, or I will expose everything myself. No one moved, so she delivered the final blow. As per the legal clause, I can revoke every share I've ever given to my family. Gasps. If you stay silent, you leave with nothing. The room went dead quiet. Seconds felt like minutes. No one spoke. No one moved. And then, a chair shifted, slowly, softly. Everyone turned. Her mother stood up, hands trembling, eyes lowered, voice shaking. It was me. The room erupted. Shock, disbelief, pain. Nia didn't move, didn't cry, didn't react. She just listened. I'm not your real mother. The words cut deeper than anything else. I raised you, but you were never mine. Tears rolled down her face. I watched you build everything, and I saw my own children standing behind you. Her voice broke. I wanted them to have it. I wanted them to live your life. So I made a deal. She looked at Marcus. He would take control. We would get our share, and you. She couldn't finish the sentence. The entire world was watching, live, raw, unfiltered. A mother confessing, a husband exposed, an empire shaking. And in the center of it all, Nia Carter, the woman who lost everything once and refused to lose again. Nia finally spoke, calm, powerful, unshaken. I gave you everything. My time, my youth, my life. And you gave me. She paused, looked straight ahead. Betrayal. She turned to the board. I'm still your CEO, and I'm not going anywhere. Because sometimes the people you sacrifice your life for are the same people who are waiting for you to fall. But what they forget is, strong people don't break. They rebuild. And when they rise again, they don't just survive. They expose.